Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.GG Invite Highlander match between Squirtye and Froggyland. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Looking forward to seeing these two teams play, and we do have the Alto headset mic jump scare for tonight. Apparently, it
Whoa!
cannot work, so it can be a bit lower quality there, but should be all right. And yeah, these two teams, there's a lot on the line in this match. Despite the records of 1-3 and 3-1, this is going to be a very important outcome towards the end of the season, especially for Froggy to see if they can maintain a map advantage coming into that 2-3 matchup in playoffs potentially. Or even if they drop so many points, they could even drop the 4 off it. So definitely a really important match to take seriously for both these teams.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting that, the two bottom teams really we're looking at this season are Real Friends and MST. Froggyland was able to start with both of their first two matches against those two teams. Squirtye has them. They did play MST, but they have a bye week and Real Friends at the end, whereas Froggy's 3 wins come off of Real Friends, MST, and bye week. So of all of the teams that are competing in playoffs, the 5 teams, themselves included, of those 4 matches, they've played 1, and they did take a round off of Witness Gaming, which, not to be discounted, but we've yet to really see Froggy really play any of the other teams they're contending against. I think most people have Witness in a bracket, above everyone else at this point. So I think this is really going to be their first test. They end the season with Squirtye, Somebody Help, and Run It Back, who are the other 3 teams they're fighting for playoff seeds. So despite them being 3-1, Squirtye being 1-3, you can argue both of these two teams are kind of fighting for the same spot right now.
Yeah, exactly. All the match points matter in a format like this, and with both these teams hoping to be on the favorable end of the playoff bubble coin that inevitably falls mid-invite every season, you got to get as many of these points as possible. And we are on Koth Asheville, so a lot of match points potentially available up for grabs. We can go ahead and run down the rosters real quick as teams are loading into the server. On the side of Froggyland, it's going to be Technomo on Scout, Catalyst on Soldier, Pyrus on Pyro, Chief on Demoman, Jack X on Heavy, X on Engineer, Cats on Medic, the Sarin Sniper, and Constrate on Spy.
Over on the side of Squirtye, it will be Yate on Scout, Dur on Soldier, Figsy on Pyro, Kira on Demoman, Dotwet Heavy, Pickles Engineer, Ray Medic, Scouty Sniper, and Pajaro, the artist formerly known as Spoo on Spy.
Yeah, we've seen Square on cast multiple times this season. We've kind of been following their narrative of a team
Main
that
characters.
had really high hopes at the start, and they are down at that 1-3, despite them having probably the most match points you can have as a 1-3 team, realistically. So they're definitely trying to, I don't want to say salvage their season, but kind of like bring it back from their high expectations kind of falling short at the start.
I mean, currently, of the 5 teams we see competing for playoffs, all 3 other teams have at least 1 win against another playoff contending team, other than these 2. So I would say that, while, as you mentioned, Squirtye has a ton of match points in their losses, that could throw things off. I would say that the loser of this match is the team you're potentially looking at to miss playoffs.
Yeah,
which
and
means
of course,
that there's arguably more riding on the line here than when we watched Rib versus Team Fun last week, because at the very least, if you make playoffs, that's a ticket to the dance. You can make a miracle happen then if you need to. There's no chance of a miracle happening in the playoffs if you don't get there in the first place.
Yeah, and with Froggyland having like the high match points, you can argue that there's a world where they do come out really strong towards the end of the season, and them just having this head start is helpful. Whereas for Squirtye, like you said, it's not completely dire, but it is getting there, where you really need to start picking up these points, picking up more flawless rounds and maps to try and make your way up those bubble standings. But predictions are up and open. A lot of people favoring Froggy. We haven't seen Froggy on cast before, we mentioned. And a lot of these players are returning players from like the Froggy core. So it's kind of hard to like judge their strength until we've seen them play these playoff teams. I think it's hard for me to pick a lean here because I feel like I don't have enough info on how Froggy plays this season, but I do feel like Squirtye just hasn't shown me enough consistency to warrant putting faith in them.
I think I am leaning Squirtye here, and there's 2 major factors I'm looking at right now. The first one being that this is a Koth map. I think we've seen Squirtye look better on Koth. I think they've tended to be, even in their losses, the better team on paper, and it's easier to win as the better team on paper on Koth than on payload, or stopwatch in general. Second is I'm looking Chief on demo for Froggyland. Chief, longtime Soldier player as far as I'm aware, and while I haven't been following their matches, I'm not sure if this is a 1 week only thing or if Chief's been their main, but not someone that I associate as having a ton of higher div demo experience, especially against someone like Kira who has the potential to really pop off. So with that, I am leaning Scortier. That said, we've mentioned how Scortier is the better team on paper. They've also consistently been a team this season that's been less than the sum of their parts in my eyes. So I don't mean to put Froggy out of this at all, but in terms of leaning, I think Scortier is where my head's telling me.
Yeah, I think on the side of Froggy, if we are going to look at who needs to really start showing up big in the server for us to start looking their way a bit more, as we haven't seen them that much this season, I'm really looking, because it's Asheville, towards the duo of Technomo and Catalyst on the Scout Soldier, where Catalyst, super experienced Soldier player at this point, Soldier can wreak a ton of havoc on Asheville. We've seen Soldier players just completely land on a medic's head, blow up everyone on ramp, life after life. And on the Scout matchup, Technomo, again, he's been an invite for a couple seasons now, few seasons now at this point, and I've never got the impression that he's like contending for top scout honors among people's opinions, but he's been solid enough. I think he's gonna have his work cut out for him tonight, because it is gonna be hard to have to deal with Kira, Dotwet, all these people on the front lines trying to put out damage. But I think if Technomo can show up and help Chief out a bit, I think their chances on the combos front are going to be at least better than they should be on paper.
Yeah, and I think the pick classes are going to be really interesting. I mean, always, they're always classes to watch, but I see Scouty as someone who's very hot or cold, and when he's hot, he's easily the best player in the server, but when he's cold, he's losing a lot of SVSs, he's finding himself in some awkward spots. Sarson, when I see, is a little bit more consistent, not as prone to drop absolutely huge numbers, but, more of a consistently will go 32 and 20 on sniper type rather than dropping like a 40 and 10 on occasion. Whereas I almost see the opposite on Spy. I feel like Pajaro is a little bit more consistent, Consturd's a little bit more streaky. So it should be interesting to see how those two turn out, because right now, I mean, I think, frankly speaking, I could see the Scout Soldier going either way, the pick classes going either way. Combo, I have to lean in favor of Scortier here. So that's really where my slight lean towards Scortier comes from, is if you want to really break it down. But any slight, any good performances from any of those areas, I think, can really start flipping things. That said, something I do think we should highlight is that Froggy did drop a half to MST on Upward, which puts them really even further, away from a playoff spot if they lose this. Whereas, should Scortier lose this 3-4, right, there's a decent chance they'll still have more match points than Froggy. And Froggy, meanwhile, playing Scortier, somebody help him run it back, could potentially not get a single more match point this season, whereas Scortier likely to get the full 18 in the last 2 weeks. But
that'd be a crazy scenario, the 1-4 team being playoff favorites. But we are going to get into the game. It's going to be Froggyland starting on blue, Scortier on red, as we're going to hit this first rollout. Both demos opting to go Shutter. About the same time, same HP. We'll see who can get the damage down first. It is both demo men going low, but Kira needs to get an arrow from his med. A lot of damage taken, and there's going to be a bomb immediately. Good reflect. Gonna deny that one. In the meantime, Dotwet and Ray have gone down. Street in the back with that revolver takes down the enemy medic. They got a sack forward, try and get this kill. And they do get Scouty with that headshot. He's gonna take down the enemy medic, and now it's a 4v4 on point. Everyone just insta-gaming on this mid, but with the mini sentries on both bats, the wrangled one's gonna take down the non-wrangled one.
We got a pug mid. We got a pug mid. We got a pug mid. Complete reset. Everyone's respawning, coming back in. SAR both snipers gonna come out onto the Pyro and the Engineer. Not exactly your prime classes. We've got almost no cap time as we're about, a minute into this round. It's where, round 2. Jackek's gonna go down. Catalyst as well. The frags now all coming in favor of
Yates in the back line, takes down the demo, gonna help take down the sniper, and the collapse from the spawners coming out of Scortier does do the work, and they are gonna get this capture. Even though both meds spawn slightly similar time, it's a big 30% ad for Ray, so Ray building really well coming forward, and they're gonna get the first cap, and they're gonna have a pretty sizable Uber ad.
Indeed, I think Cat spawned alone, and then with a lot of people dying there, didn't have anyone to heal. compared to Construct gonna get caught out in the very back line behind Bats. But no, Sportier, after that first mid, really coming out big, just able to, you know, reset themselves, get back in a little bit quicker. SAR's 2 picks, only being on Pyro and Engineer, aren't exactly the biggest classes you can be getting. Scouty, though, already sitting at 9 points, made his presence known in that mid.
Yep, as now Uber is up for both sides. We see Dawet standing forward on this crate spot, gonna take an overheal at 450 heavy. So hard to get through. As the combo for Fargan gonna drop off Bats, try and focus down Dawet, but he does get a flash from his medic. Ray gonna flash everyone on that point. Uber's accomplished really nothing in the end, as both teams gonna try and just reset on the point. Rotate up to Bats is out here for the side of Froggyland, trying to recontest, but they really get nothing from that.
Yeah, I mean, they get a little bit of damage and Construct gets caught out. That's the only thing that happens. Chief gonna go down, trying to push off of Bats. Dotwet standing on these boxes, very tall. I think it was last season on Asheville, we saw Witness on Heavy playing boxes and be an absolute menace. And we're seeing something very similar from Dotwet right now. Just getting, you know, I love it when you see that Uber get popped off on the Heavy on those boxes. You just know he's not getting dislodged from that spot.
Yeah, really heads up play by Ray there to flash everyone on the point, and they took basically 0 damage from that exchange. That's why Froggy had really no avenues in at all. New fight gonna break out, Pajaro getting a backstep onto Chief, so no Demo Man available to spam onto the point. Froggy just gonna have to reset. Both meds almost building another Uber. Cats, again, small ad coming forward here, but with no Demo Man, they can't push off it. They're gonna have to just wait for that respawn, but there's a snipe!
SAR!
Ray gonna go down, SAR finding that body shot drop from ramp, and now the gates have opened for Froggy to take a point.
If Uber's gonna come in here, just probably realizing
free
they're down
Uber.
on time. Yeah, free Uber. Gonna come in, really only Fixie gonna go down. The Dotlight with the dispenser armor just stares at that Uber, doesn't even blink. Yate gonna be forced off of ramp, 2 HP, barely staying alive. The cap, however, will go in favor of Froggyland, but they find, and actually no, they, yeah, it is gonna be a free Uber. They are up 5% or so over Ray, but a big timeout. They're gonna need to neutralize here if they want to take this first round.
Yep, 2-minute ad on the clock for Scoria. They have plenty of time to work their way back in here. It's going to be 50% Uber for both meds, so Scoria have the option to kind of dry pressure a bit here. We'll see if they want to actually do it. They are going to peek Shutter here with Dawet and Scouty, so they can find the opening, and there it is. Scouty finding the headshot onto Chief. Defensive Demo Man going down here. Kira uncontested on Bats, going to force them off roof.
Chief channeling Exile right now.
Oh, no.
Exile's worse. SAR, though, gonna come up huge, salvage that with a shot onto Ray. Katos and Construct both on
deny
ramp.
this.
Yate
They should
and
walk out.
Scouty going down next. SAR on a 4 streak, and, you know, no Demo Man, no problem right now for Froggyland. They're gonna maintain that hold with the help of SAR, among other players, keep the Uber, and they've now milked the minute off of this, and they're sitting at full ad.
Yeah, and with Ray going down again, there's just no way for Froggyland or for Square to get out here. They need to go out and try to sack, get this Uber out, and they are going to do it with both explosive class. A lot of damage is being taken, and Cats will choose to drop. Yeah, Cats got bumped onto the ramp at 50 HP and just chose to not pop the Uber there, just hoping their team could deny it, but yeah, it's going to be that Uber drop in the end, and now Ray up on 50%, going to be up 60-70 by the time Cass gets up and charging, so counter sack coming in, trying to neutralize, and they do find it. Chief redeeming himself with a couple big sticky kills, gets that medic, equalizes that Uber disad, and the point not going to cap yet. They want to wait for their spawners up, but I'd say it's a pretty decent start for Froggyland getting back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Zach. I rang Pyro last night. I dropped a med, the exact same situation. Landed right on the lip of the roof and just fired down. Don't expect it. That said, though, if I'm Cats, I think you have to pop there. After the demo hits you to
50, yeah.
She would have dropped too. There was a roller at her feet, so like doesn't matter. You have to use there, and it's ultimately the arrows will take a lot of time. Chief comes up big with that pick onto Ray. But still, you're now down a minute, 30 seconds left. Construed opens up onto Scouty. The pick classes for Froggyland finding a lot here, honestly, and that's going to open things up for them. No sniper, they are gone.
Yeah, with no snipers up to contest SAR, he's just going to stand tall on these fans and make all the space for them. They're going to walk up to the point here. Chief and Cats are dead.
Cats, yeah, that's a huge stab, and Chief going down again, caught out by Dotwet. They have overtime at this point. There's no reason not to length response,
they got
but you
their
have to watch
spawns, yeah.
out. They do get the mini. That actually might have been able to deny the cap for a little bit longer. Figsy gonna get hit up low on Bats. The Uber comes out. They're looking to deny this. Good denies from Pyrus, gonna prevent anyone else from going down. But now you still need to cap. Cattle is coming in. Gets some damage, but not too much. Custer gonna find Dawet and Scouty. Concert consistently finding these picks. Gonna be enough, I think, for Jackax to get in. Dur gonna get denied on the bomb. Will go down. Kira sniped out as well.
That's 50
so
HP.
Is continually doing a lot. Cats Watch that health bar. Now even lower,
13.
down to sub 10. But I think it looks like the cap's going to go through. That said, still a minute and a half left.
Yeah, Sar and Constru have been saving this game.
Ray
It's Ray, the spawn angle all the way in.
He went all the way
onto
into the
ramp.
lobby from ramp side. Got Ray as they were peeking out into the left lobby. Drops the question mark. Once he's safely out. Got to get that edge in the psychological warfare.
Cat's now on full Uber advantage here. Sar just continuing to be a menace. Takes down Kira on the bats angle, standing on that crate. Easy shot. And without that double main, you're not going to have a very easy sack coming in. It's only your soldier who's going to be able to get space. They're going to try and walk out. Scouty goes for a quick scope underneath, but Sar is overhealed. Going to be just fine. Dawa in the shutter, taken down. There's the Uber
force
out. Yeah. With 45 seconds left on the clock, Ray will have an Uber at the end of this game, whereas Cats will not. So that's a decent play for Square there to get what they needed.
Cats will have if they go to overtime. You know, but they have to make
They
it
have
there.
to kite out.
And
They have to kite out
yeah.
with full Uber. So
They either need something big to happen on Ray right now, and it looks like Ray's gotten pretty safely through lobby. No one even behind. I don't see Construct anywhere.
Sar
To,
is just
get in.
consistently finding picks before the fights
so
even break
big.
out. Scouty, big shutdown, peeking from that bats angle, taking down that sniper. Now Square A have an avenue in. They want to try and walk through Shutter, see what they can get here. Chief doing a lot of damage, forces the Uber off of Ray. So Froggyland needs to kite out, keep as many
Pyrus,
people out as
huge
possible.
air blast. Gets them up in the air, and kills are actually going even with Dot
Down the
Power
back
going
line.
down. Construct finds Ray. Technomo in behind, getting damage onto Kira. Kira's gonna get
There
finished
gets
off
Cats.
by Cats of everyone, but the numbers are in favor of
It's just Sar.
Squirtier. They are going to cap it. Sar is gonna try to
Valiant
Alamo
attempt,
this.
but
Yep,
yeah.
and Yate gets the kill just before the round ends for the logs, and really
Double
good to see that
overtime.
go into double overtime. I'm gonna shine the spotlight right now. Chief needs to stay alive more often.
Yeah.
Chief is consistently the first one dying. Which is why I made the Exile reference before. When they're pushing, getting sniped off of bats, when they have point, getting sniped or getting caught out by the heavy. Needs to stay alive.
Yeah, Sar's efforts gone to waste in that round as Spray lead 1-0. Second mid-fight gonna break out. Technomo instantly, it's a headshot, but Cat's dead to Scouty. Scouty hitting 2 to give his team advantage on the mid. Now with heals, Spray gonna try and play, but they are getting overwhelmed by DM. More space held by Froggy right now. Gonna take control of the center area, but without heals, they have to back up. Heavy has to eat a sandwich. They need some time here. Ray now have a 65% ad, and there's gonna be another mid-fight 2.0 coming forward.
I mean, Scouty gonna win that SVS. Helps when you have buff and the other sniper doesn't. It's gonna be enough for them to come back in. It looks like Cats is back alive, but with this Uber disad and the player disad, they are not gonna do too much. Chief getting a little aggro on fans, gonna be forced back. Stays alive for now, but again, you know, a longer mid, but Squirtier easily wins round 2. Of the mid end of the match. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
A lot of
pretty-
round 2s there.
Yeah, pretty good start for Square A here. They have this Uber ad. Doesn't look like a sack attempt is going to come out of Froggy as they're up to 75% and get those players out far enough. Constru going to scout out a bit here, see what he can find. Going underneath the point with that Dead Ringer, so we'll be in behind shortly. Catalyst likely wants to bomb forward. Going to go off the back to counter jump the Spy on ramp. That's annoying if you're the Spy player, but Jack going to go down. Scouty finding multiple headshots start this round. Sar going to equalize onto the enemy heavy weapons guys, so 8v8 coming through, but Paharo goes down. Uber dropping off the bats here for Froggy. Gonna force the Uber out of Ray. Both teams completely shining on the point.
With no defensive heavy, probably better for the attacking team, but not much ground made. I think Catalyst went in deep there, but here comes the rewalk. They back up, Dirt jumping into bats behind, but Chief making a lot of space to take out the mini at least. Figsy likely gonna get forced back, but Ray still on ramp trying to beam in
Watch
on that
Scouty.
dispenser.
Scouty's
Looks like
standing
they're
on
gonna have to
bats
call it.
here.
They, no, I see Dawa coming back in, gonna get up on those boxes. They are more
Cats
than
is dead.
happy to keep holding this. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Dur found the rockets on the ramp right before he got piped, so it was a really great play
Did
by
he go
Dur
all the way
there.
around?
Something like that, but either way,
Yeah,
that's
he let
gonna
off
be...
with the jump onto bats. He must have gone all the way through lobby to collapse.
Yeah, either
He make it
way.
through.
Ray now up on a 60% advantage once again. Froggy have had no avenues into this round so far, still haven't capped at all, so they're gonna need a play. They need to do something here. And they have sack time again. Cats is very low on Uber, so they're gonna go for it. A lot of damage being dealt by these explosive classes, and there are the frags coming in. Ray, Dawet, Pickles all going down to the hit scan and the projectile bombers. Tons of damage, 4 kills, and Cats safely in spawn building.
Yep, exactly how they drew it up right there. But that said, 2 minutes off the clock still, which is not a enviable position to be in. Cats doesn't even have Uber yet, so there's the opportunity to dry fight here. Actually gets caught out by
Sticky
Sticky,
trap,
so
yeah.
they're down 1. They're all walking out of Shutter right now, but Scouty is in.
Shutter.
Gonna go for a shot.
Oh, he gets Cats! So patient in that Shutter, waiting for the medic to strafe out when he had the full
But
body
Constantine
shot.
finds Ray on the back end right after the great equalizer. Constantine comes back in, but unfortunately, Fournier is the one with the point, so even though it's a 3v3 right now...
Lives with the one, and Yate on a 5k. We haven't said his name yet this match, but Yate doing a great job getting all that cleanup. And even though Spawner's faster for Froggy, they still haven't capped. It's going to be 3 minutes to 0 at this rate. Going to need a maximum comeback. They had a 2-minute comeback in the last round, but this one's going to be a lot harder. Catalyst jumping in, trying to find Scouty, but just denied instantly.
Yeah, I think they're kind of getting back on right now. Dotwet on the box is the best to delay it, but Technomo
doing a real good job.
Sticky's arcing over. He will go down, but they're going to find Technomo. Yate, Scouty also going to go down. Pick classes once again. Constant continually finding huge frags. So we should have a cap come through. No reason to not hold for spawns in overtime. I think they're going to at least let Constru come up. Catalyst, no! They extended Constru, no!
Yep, and first cap of the round there for Froggy. Have a long way to go. I hear a headshot ringing out already. I believe it's Scouty finding someone outside the Shutter, but no one gonna go down just yet. Star will get body shotted actually, so Scouty turning things around this time, in the second round. Another pick on the Chief. Scouty is opening everything up for his team. No demo, no sniper. How can you hold? Uber gonna pop out on the point. Jax gets saved by 1 HP. Really good flash by Cats, but is it gonna be enough is the question. Kira reflect piped by Tyrus. Try to get them a little bit something back, but Kira the only casualty. The rest of Square flooding that point, getting this capture, and they're gonna go up 2-0.
Yep, not too much of a contest. Cats coming in, gonna try to find a frag. Will not get anything. Exa. One final kill on to Spoo to end out the round, but Squirtier coming in looking quite dominant here.
Yeah, after seeing those rounds back to back, one where SAR is hitting every shot and one where Scout is hitting every shot, it's very apparent which team is playing better around their snipers at the end. Where when Scouty was popping off, that was nearly a perfect perfect round from the side of Squirtier. But when SAR was hitting every shot, it took every single play that they could muster up to even get to double overtime.
Yeah, I mean, I still see too. I see Chief dying early. You know, I see Cats getting sniped there. It was so unfortunate because I wasn't watching it exactly, but I feel like there might have been a better time to cross either earlier or later. I mean, you take the risk and they pay for it, which is a shame too because Construed, I feel like, has been finding tons of kills in really opportune moments, just again not able to capitalize on them.
The thing that immediately stands out to me here is that Kira sub 300 DPM on Asheville Devilman, and it didn't feel like he was having low impact per se, but at the end of the day, it just looks like he didn't need to do that much damage. Dur 20 kills, nearly 400 DPM, Scouty 18 kills, actually 500 DPM. It just feels like Squirtier is having their key Asheville classes doing Asheville things, where Dur doing everything, Scouty doing everything, and it's just really easy for them to walk forward because of it.
The fights were, I think you see such low damage from Kira because the fights were decided outside of the combo.
Yeah.
I mean, I came into this in that I felt like the combo was leaning slightly in favor of Squirtier, but you'd need the pick classes or the flank to help equalize. Pick classes, actually, SAR and Constru had more combined kills, even with Scouty dropping 18 and 6, Pajaro only 4 and 10, whereas SAR had 13, Constru had 12, but the flank was a huge gap in favor of Squirtier. Yate and Dur combining for 34 to 14 on Tech and Catalyst is a massive gap, which is funny because I don't feel like we were saying their names all that often.
Yeah,
but they were just consistently there where they're in these fights, they're getting tons of damage, they're getting these cleanup kills. You know, not like a flashy, you know, sniper shot onto the med in a 9v9 situation, but they're the ones getting 2-3 kills every fight to, you know, wrap them up. Not the most glorious job, but pretty glorious logs out from both of them.
Yeah, we saw Dirk coming in at the best times possible in posts, opening things up. Whenever he needed to, he'd be jumping in, getting all that damage. And we had to call out a 5k from Yate there, where he had every cleanup shot to keep the perfect round going in that second round. And, you know, we can, like, compare the overall kills, but what's really important here is the round-by-round breakdown, because we have two scenarios here, right? A scenario where Froggy's playmakers were outplaying very hard, and it went double overtime, and a scenario where Squirtier was outplaying really hard, and it was not even close. So, but by averaging, right, you get the feeling that Squirtier just is the stronger team overall. Froggy, they have the potential to show up and get those rounds, but it's going to be so few and far between compared to the consistency that Square can potentially put up. And, consistency and Square are not two words we've said in the same sentence very much this season. But it just looks like they have really solid players on paper that are doing their jobs. And we called that out at the start of the day, where on paper, Square does look like favorites. They have had their fair share of troubles this season, but honestly, they're just kind of flexing their muscles here on Koth a bit.
Yeah. Zach, if I told you that if in a 2-0 the average round timer was 6 minutes, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Not guessing that it would be a round that was over 8 minutes and then a sub 5.
Yeah.
I see an 8+ minute Koth round without pauses like once a season.
Yeah.
That first round was a doozy, which was then made up in the second. And what I think is interesting is that in that first round, right, we were like, oh, SAR is really popping off. And SAR absolutely was. The SVS is 7-1.
For Scouty, yeah?
Yes, for Scouty. Even throughout all, SAR only won one SVS. If you take away the sniper kills, SAR is still actually out-fragging Scouty 12-11. But, at that point, that doesn't really matter because when your sniper is dead, if your sniper dies 7 times in 2 rounds, you're kind of like, man, we could have protected him a little bit better. But it's 7 times to 1 class.
Yeah, I feel like SAR needs to kind of take a page out of, who was the sniper last week we watched on Prue just not take SVSs and just kill everyone else? I feel like SAR needs to kind of try and look for that, where he is getting the most SVS. Maybe.
The rib sniper, I think.
Maybe, but I feel like SAR needs to try and avoid these SVSs a bit and just do some damage. But we are into the second half here. Aggressive mid coming out from Froggy, and they're going to dive right in. They're going to get all the kills. Kira, Picklesgate, Ray, all the way down. Look at Pajaro. Gets a chain step on the back onto Jack and Chief. Not able to follow up anymore, but so the 180 onto Figsy. That's going to shut things down. It's just Scouty left alive, and the aggressive shake-up there from Froggy, very effective.
Yeah, they went in on Ray hard and fast in the mid. I saw Ray get chased into Secret, surfed a rocket from barrels in there, and then just gunned down underneath bats. This will be the first mid that didn't require a second round for it. So whatever they talked about at the half, definitely working for the moment for Froggyland. Only both times they took over a minute and a half to cap the first time. They're going for a bit of a forward hold. Great surge by Cats. Oh, that was huge.
Going on top of that red roof and getting out of dodge very cleanly. Cat's not even dropping that low. Gonna have full Uber compared to Ray's 50. With that stack unsuccessful, Square gonna line up outside their spawn, try and walk forward, get this last percentage of Uber charge. That said, very strong start for Froggy here. We haven't seen them get a time. I don't think Froggy's ever had a time lead so far.
This is the Froggy forward hold, by the way. We're the ones who saw them kind of introduce this a season or two ago, with the med holding right in front of Secret. You got a lot of brand pressure. You have your flank, watching the bats to make sure that they can't get too far forward.
Pajaro, is he fooled them? No, has to go back underneath.
Nope, and that is going to be a call coming from Ray. They use right away. Coming in, Catalyst is going to jump up to get himself out of that Uber. Yade going to be a little bit in too deep, not too hurt though. Pajaro eats a blue stick. Exa, I'm not sure where he found him, but that's going to be a kill going across. They're jumping in onto Bat, going to find Scar. Alone, no mini to protect and Tech, and Jack going to go down next. Kills are flooding in favor of Squirtier right here. None answer. Finally gonna Exa boom 68. Only 2 kills there on the back of the Frontier Justice.
2 big kills though, because the first one was protecting his sniper from the spy. The second was protecting his medic from a scout. So Exa, just the Justice server right there, keeping his players safe. Good defensive engineer. But it is going to be even Ubers for both meds. First cap of the round goes for Squirtier, so they're going to try and negate this time decide. Scouty on the forward angle, gets off it, doesn't like what he sees. Majority of the combo for Froggy going to roll up onto Bats and try to get off it here. Cat's 90%, Ray going to be full Uber, so we'll see how they want to take this. Likely it's going to pop off the Bats like we've seen so many times, but look how far back Froggy is. If they know, or Squirtier is, if Froggy know, they can just walk off the point and start taking space. It looks like they're going to do that.
Yep, they're going to use in. Chief jumps forward, going to be forced to jump out, hit down to 2 HP before getting out, but Catalyst and Pyrus both go down. Pajaro finds Cats right as the Uber fades. I think that was a face step onto Technomo. I didn't see it, but it sure looked like it.
Bigger than movement speed.
That is going to be everyone on Squirtier staying alive. Froggyland wiping.
Yeah, all of a sudden things are flipped back in favor of Squirtier. They're gonna have another Uber ad, and there's Scouty in the shutter taking down Technomo. Without a scout, hard to kind of take the space fast, but Scouty gonna get back on this crate, being such a dominant force in that second round and in this one so far. So see if he can continue doing just that. bomb onto fans from Dur here, looking to rain down some rockets on top. But look at this ramp peek from Sar. He can find Scouty unsuspecting, but gets out of dodge just in time. No one dying quite yet on that sniper peek. Jack in the shutter, trying to do some work here, but a lot of damage dealt in the Sar. Sar gonna get jumped on. Good reflex from Pyrus, gonna save a sniper.
Yep, really good
But
to
he's
keep
dead.
him alive. And Constard answers with the stab onto Ray. Pajaro and Kira gonna go down next. Couple of kills coming back in favor of Squirtier and that Wrangled Mini denying a lot of space. Chief, though, gonna be the real big one that gets found. Scotty picks him off, so even with the med down, there's so much defense here on the side of Squirtier, including Scouty and that Wrangled Mini. It's difficult for them to get in, and Dur and Yate are about to gank Jagex on ramp. Two come in on him, he's gonna, no idea what happened. Both will go down, but it's just more time off the clock.
They were a two-man cell in that lobby for the longest
Chief
time,
sniped
harassing him
again!
behind. Yeah, Scouty just 2 more kills. Uber coming out. It's a solo onto Technoma. What can the solo scout do? Trying to chase down this sniper that's been causing them so much strife, but can't do it. They're going to get stuck in Shutter. Have to back up for now, and Technoma, he can't get out. He's going to go down. Point not even captured here. Squirtier going up a full minute in time, and Sark burns out to Figsy's detonator. There's so much damage coming forward on this repush from Squirtier, and they're not giving this one up easily.
No, it took them a minute and a half to get it, but they've been holding it for 2.5. Pajaro in deep on
Constard.
Bats calling. Scouty gonna find Pirates, but yet Constard finally finds that sniper pick they've been waiting for. Gonna drop off of Bats. Chief taking a lot of space.
Okay, nice
Ray,
over
Ray,
Catalyst!
Catalyst! Kaboom! Onto ramp. Didn't even see where he came from. That's a drop onto Ray. And that will likely be the point coming back in favor. Pickle's gonna try to deny
Overtime.
and does not find much success. But overtime, that's a full 3-minute.
Here's Solo Bomb. Gets air blasted all the way onto fans. In the meantime, there's players trying to go forward. Cat's taking a half HP. No stickies landing. Good reflect from Pyrus to protect his medic. And just like that, here Cat's gonna have full Uber. Cap up for Froggyland. They have a minute 20 to go. They've been in this situation before in round 1. The question is, can they actually get it across the line this time? Remember, when Scoria had this scenario before, they sacked forward all their players and got that Uber out of Cats. We'll see if they want to try and do the exact same thing here. Because they know they're gonna be playing close.
Yeah, but I mean, we did just see Froggy take a minute and a half off the clock in their first hold doing this forward. If they're able to watch out, Pajaro's dead already. You know, if they're able to milk this, they could potentially get it. Here come in the Sats. Yate comes in, gets that last shot in. Cats not back to the players, doesn't seem coming. Will drop there, and I mean, Ray coming up on 70, gotta figure that's likely gonna be the round.
I understand that teams have started doing this forward hold because it has had success. In practice, I think it has so many flaws. The theory is okay, stuff them at the shutter, make them push forward onto you. But if you're not stuffing them on bats or ramp, what does it matter if you're standing in front of shutter? You're just gonna get sandwiched from 3 angles.
Well, I think you're supposed to be stuffing them on
but
ramp,
the second they don't have pressure, they have to leave. They can't stay there.
Exactly, yeah. And I think you're supposed to ideally try to have Sniper watching on bats. But I mean, yeah, the hold wasn't working. I think the theory's okay. They were not
in
executing.
theory, it's
well
okay, but they don't have the backup ready. Ray taken low. We've been kind of talking a bit here, but there is recap coming in. Double overtime, but so many players
Ray
up.
burns out, but
Yeah,
it
so many
doesn't
players
matter.
alive for Squirtier. It's going to be the easy recap. Only 2 alive for Froggy. And there's the 3-0 start. They're on match point. Nearly a flawless map. It'd be great for Squirtier if they could get this one through.
I also need to look at Cats right now. That's 2 dropped Ubers in 2 rounds that went to double OT.
I really don't want to blame the medic on that drop
No,
because
you have
how's
to
the medic?
force them.
But how's the medic supposed to see 150 damage getting pumped into her in half a second?
She's not. She got hit for 130, had a second, and then got scout dropped. It is getting dropped by a
It's just
pirate
hard. Your
before.
medic should not be in that position. It's such a hard thing to ask. In the meantime, new mid-fight. Chief immediately gets piped by Kira across map. A lot of kills coming down from those shotguns onto the Froggyland players. They're scouting, winning another SVS, and this mid is not even close.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. It's pretty much a straight wipe there. Feels like a
Catalyst
lot of
alone.
wind got taken out of Froggy's sails right there. But to go back on that point, yes, your medic shouldn't be in that situation, but there are some cases, right, as a med, I'm telling my team, kill this engineer running at me in the middle of 8 people, I'm not popping to this. This isn't a situation where it's 1 person coming in. There are 3 players actively on your
Speaking of
medic.
3
you just
players.
gotta use.
Great dodging by Ray, but the
And look, Ray
bomb squad
pops.
will find their man, get that Uber off. Yate gonna get 2 cleanups, but yeah, that's gonna be the force. Successful from the side of Froggy. At least, you know, that's a silver lining for now.
Yeah, a lot of the point of the forward hold, I think, isn't that it's this iron hold that you're never going to give up.
It should be
It's that-
flexible.
But A, it should be flexible. But by the fact that you're holding more forward than point, you force them to break your forward hold, then you back off behind the point, and you force them to go in it again. Even if you get your uber force there, it's not that bad because you're milking time. The worst case scenario is when you go for a forward hold and you put your medic in a vulnerable position like that, and then drop because you get none of the benefits of all of the risk.
Collapse onto the point coming here from Scourier, trying to get onto it. Jack X taken down by Scouty. Big headshot onto that heavy. Gonna open up a lot of space. Sar standing tall though, denying Kira, and Ray dead. Technomo coming in on the flank over the top of the roof, getting that medic. Will come and clean up Scouty. Sar's dead. That's gonna be A-okay for Froggy. That's exactly what they need to get back in this round for now. Look at the engineer! Look at the engineer onto the medic! Pickles! Pickles
Okay.
gonna get that pick!
Okay, if Cats had Uber there, do not pop to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely do not pop to that. Pickles. Oh, Pickles just goes in, channels the pusher, gets in, gets the med pick, and I mean, the
Oh my
cap
God.
just going in favor. More than a minute and a half off.
Elongated
And
spawn. Cats just starts charging now. Not looking good for Froggy.
I'll be surprised if they get this to double OT again.
Yeah, it's so hard. They're at Uber Leapfrog this ad now. Ray gonna come up a lot faster than Cats, so we'll see Scourier trying to get far forward. For Froggy, you need someone to start popping off here. Sar, get some more headshots. Maybe Catalyst find some picks. Not gonna be good though, because Sar and Catalyst both die. That's a cast curse if I've ever seen one. They will get a couple kills back onto Dur and Yate. Those flank classes that have been causing them so much strife now down, but what can they do with Scouty in their face? Looking out through the shutter. A lot of damage from Chief. Chief gonna die to that roller, and there comes the spy. Paro getting Jack and Cats, and that's a big collapse coming in for Scourier.
Chat, can I get some the Spoo teams popping up right now? I think it's time.
Yeah, this one's looking done and dusted.
That med kill I think is the coup de grace.
How did Scouty get on this roof? If he kills someone from here, Conscience sees it. He should call this out. Yeah, but I'm not sure how easy it is. Yeah, Dispenser on the enemy ramp, he jumps up it. I see now. That's really creative. Doesn't like it anymore. Gonna end up backing up, but that could have been funny. In the meantime, minute disad for Froggy here. They don't have Uber. They had time to stack onto Ray, but looks like they're gonna dry it instead.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Yep. Finds Cats again. I didn't even see where.
Bats, yeah.
It looked like I had Cats on my camera just out, just outside of the view, and it just looked like Cats just got like a knife thrown in her back. The throwing knife unlock in the new spy update.
That's what the bigger feels.
I think this match is done, Zach.
It's done and dusted, yeah. Froggy just not able to consistently put up any resistance here. Construed jumping in, not gonna find anything. Froggy gonna get the pity cap here, where Square gonna let them walk up and just take it.
Or
They're gonna
are
try
they?
To test off bats though. A
No,
lot
they
of
get that
damage.
wet. Yeah, no heavy there. Pickles in lower, coming up, gonna get damage onto Sar.
It's annoying.
Just being a little gremlin under the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, Pity Cat comes in. Ray on 90% Uber. Built a lot better than Cats on this. It was like a 15%
Oh,
ad
Scouty's
now
down.
increase.
Oh, Paro just ran across
Oh,
the
God.
entirety of the point, uncloaked, gets Chief.
Sort of a very convincing disguise there as Uber comes out now. A lot of kills coming in favor of Scourier. They're going to get Chief and Jack and Pyrus. Ray's dead, but who cares? Cap's going to come over. Unless some players, they will get the Uber out here. Scouty takes down Sar, but with Fixie dead, can't air blast this Uber, so enough players alive and shiny to stall for now. But the question is, how can they keep going forward? Dotwet gonna take down Technomo on that box, dominating the Scout. Catalyst all alone in secret. What can the poor soldier do? The answer is get crossbowed by Ray. Spawners up now for Scourier running forward.
Kira Yate dead though.
Look
Those
at
are two
Exa.
good
It has to be
classes.
Exa.
Exa, the true Alamo, the Texan.
Nah. A lot of
Remember
damage.
the- remember the
Jackson
flamer.
Shutter. Jack does enough damage to take down Dotwet. It's so hard. The spawners are constant from Scourier here with these faster advantage spawns. Scouty dead. Conchu dominating him. It's 1 minute on the clock. If Froggy can get all their players up for more than 5 seconds, they might be able to stabilize here, but the onslaught is non-stop. Catalyst over the top, taking down Ray. That's no heals alive. If Cats can stay alive, it'd be huge, but Jack dropped on the box. Can't do anything. Chief headshot. Their medic is alive, but it's just the medic. Pyrus coming in, gets piped to the face, and that's going to be it. No one is alive to continue this parade, and that's going to be the 4-0 for Scourier.
I feel like there's a bit going on right now where Chief walks out of Shutter and instantly dies in a new way every life. Like
Most of them are
it
snipers.
feels like an Eric Andre skit.
Yeah, there's some creative gives coming through, but Yeah, 4 for Squirtye. Overall, I'd say that's, well, obviously that's the desired result for them. They were feeling 1-3, even though they have the match points, getting the 4-0 on the board, getting that 9, and then having 2 easy matches theoretically coming forward here for the last 2 weeks puts them in very solid contention here for high playoffs or for playoff bubble.
I think it's fairly safe to say that our playoff teams have tentatively been decided. With Squirtye, likely getting 18 match points in their next 2 weeks, Froggy will need to have multiple strong performances in their last 2. Well, I say multiple in a 2-week period. So both of their last 2 weeks are going to need to be substantially better than this. And it feels bad because, I feel bad for Constard. Constard was constantly finding things.
Exa top
players
17-5 on the side of Froggy.
Yeah.
Yate and Dird both dropping 400 DPM.
17-5?
Yeah, Exa was 17-5.
That's a low death total for an engineer in an
That's
O2.
That's Exa gaming though. That's like patented Exa engineer play.
Exa actually bottom deathed the server.
Yeah, underneath both medics, and yeah,
Tied with Dotway. Yeah, that's
both Yate and Dur had 400 DPM or more in that last half. So just the flank classes for Squirtye buying so much space all the time.
Kira didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, they tied top frag, 34 apiece for Yate and Dur. Kira very much did not have to do anything too hard. 320 DPM, 4-0, call it a day, good enough.
I'm looking at the combined logs right now. Kira went 14-14, less deaths than his med. Just like you look at Kira 14-14, 319, Dur 34-24. You'd like those.
Yeah, who's the
two
devil
stat
man and
lines?
who's the soldier?
Well, those 2 stat lines came from different games.
Yeah. God, Dur did 400 DPM, dying 24 times.
When you come in from altitude with 3 rockets synced, it's easy to get the damage with the deaths.
It is not easy to take a round on Asheville when your engineer is your top rank over the entire map.
Yeah, that and bottom deathing. I feel bad for Constard because I feel like he was really getting some big picks at certain moments, but it was just too little. There was not enough going in Froggy's favor here. And for Squirtye, if I'm not confident in saying that they're anything but the 4th seed right now. Not yet. But that to me was a pretty big step forward for them.
Yeah, I think there's definitely holes. But
if they played like they did tonight against, I think, somebody help on Upward, I think they win that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because there were holes in Squirtye's gameplay, and I think a little better on execution, Froggy could have easily had 1 if not 2 rounds here. And if we're chopping up Froggy to being outside that playoff bubble, the teams that are in would probably have a better time, especially on Stopwatch, where Squirtye have notable issues, where those inconsistencies, those holes can turn into full rounds, which is a much bigger deal on Stopwatch. So yeah, not confident in saying they're anything but the 4 seed. I agree with you there. It's a step up, but I think the team still has a bit of a way to go. So the Squirtye storyline not over just yet. This was a bit of a redemption arc, hitting that 4-0, getting pretty solidly into playoff seeding. We'll see how their season concludes. I don't believe they'll be uncast until playoffs from here on out, so we'll see if they've powered up any by then.
Yeah, no, they've got a bye weekend and Real Friends, so that's four casts in 5 weeks is enough for Squirtye, methinks. But yeah, and I'll say that the unfortunate thing for Squirtye is that being a Koth team as the lower seed, very unfortunate because you will always just get double stopwatched.
Yeah, the map pool definitely an issue.
Can look at this and see their match results and say, yeah, okay, we're gonna we're just gonna ban Koth. You just ban Asheville, and I feel like there's a very good chance that's this team's best map gone. And then they're forced onto, a variety of suboptimal options for them. But, they've been improving over the course of the season, clearly. I think had they been playing at, the level they had in the first week or two, this would have been a 4-2, maybe even a 4-3. So, more than enough time to keep improving. You know, the team's just hitting their stride. We've seen them even in matches be kind of more of a slow starter. Felt like their first round is always their worst, be it Koth or Stopwatch. So, you know, even if you end up fourth seed, you know, maybe you're not really marking that Witness Gaming week 1 of playoffs match as your time to shine, but you make it into the lower bracket, you can easily make grand finals against the teams this season.
Yep, and I'm looking overall at the table. I just noticed that because Somebody Help had the bye week, they're actually first place right now. Take a screenshot.
Here's how Somebody
the
Help
top.
can still be first seed.
Yeah, but with 32 match points, who's Somebody Help's matches for the rest of the season? Froggyland and
They
Witness.
have Witness.
The Froggyland
and
is important.
Froggy, yeah.
We might cast that one, right? For Somebody Help versus Froggy.
It's pretty likely, yeah. I think that's the one we had marked out for next week. Let me double check the matches. Yes, yeah, we had marked that one out of Froggy versus Help. So we'll get to see Froggy again on a stopwatch this time, which may be a little bit more their speed. And then as for Steel, that's a toss-up because Witness Help or Rib versus Froggy could both be big. I'm assuming if Froggy's still in the hunt for playoffs, we'll probably watch them versus Rib. If they're, you know, on the outside looking in, then Witness Help is going to be for seeding.
Yeah, I'm looking at these standings. Pressure is on 26, 25, 25 with 2 spots left for the 3 teams. Things are going to get real close down to the end of the season.
Yeah, the issue is that Rib's game tonight still isn't in.
Ooh, I wonder if
So
we have
they're
any updates
playing
on
Real
that.
Friends, so you
Real
have
Friends?
to have
yeah, that's
they
9.
get at least 8 off of that, right? So they're really at 34 right now. I'd say minimum, if not 35.
Rib 4-1, someone just said in the chat, so that's plus 8. 34. Puts them ahead of Somebody Help, so they'd be second.
Here's how Rib can still be first seed. Well, Witness Gaming's match.
Not the Witness. Yeah, but that's about it for us, you know. That was a pretty telling match. I think that one was really, even though it was a 4-0, was really important for the context of the season.
Agreed. I mean, I think we have a much clearer, you know, playoff picture now. Witness, by the way, did 4-0 MST.
No surprises there.
Nugget fragging the server despite his team getting 4-0'd, tying blank at 34 kills. The top, how many players is that? 9? The top 8 fraggers are 7 Witness Gaming and then Nugget. Nugget had 34, his next highest was 16.
I can't believe Bucket with an N is back.
Yeah, can someone on, that's Freelander who came second. Yeah, if anyone knows Nugget, do me a favor and tell him that he spelled his name wrong. It should be spelled with a B. I've been telling him for years and he just doesn't listen.
For years? Yeah, but that's going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you all for watching. Dolphin, we got any 6s this week? Tuesday and Thursday, 6s. Stick around for those matches coming up tomorrow and day after day after.
Don't close the stream, actually.
Yeah, leave it on.
Leave it open for the next 24
Let
hours.
Twitch eat your browser's memory the entire time. Yeah, but thank you all for watching this. We'll be back next Monday for more Highlander action as well. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week.